This is at the top of page 72. This is Fanya's perspective. Above the noise, a voice called, Nature? Worried. Brave, since any sound brought down the riding crop. Doused with cold water, scrubbed with lye soap, rough against my skin, stung my eyes. The voice again. Nature? Frightened. Mach schnell. A riding crop to the back. That face. The legs. Another girl, her eyes wild with more than fear, fell to the floor, laughing. Taken away. Not even covered before they dragged her outside. The voice again. Nature. Where is Nature? Panicked, joined by a second voice. Zlatka? Nature was younger, though not as young as Mushki. Thinner, frailer, already. Zlatka about my age. Capable, stronger, already. Sisters. Family resemblance, obvious, despite their bald heads. I had to tuck thoughts of Mushki away. Nature, the younger one, laughed, teetered to the edge of madness. Zlatka, the older sister, shook Nature's shoulders until she looked into her eyes. Then Zlatka said, You look like Lazaro. Her voice strong, but playful. You look like Iser, Nature said. They both laughed until other women stepped away until riding crops were raised. Still, I watched, missing Mushki. Laughter, not of the mad, but of the living. Processing. We pushed forward, Zlatka and Nature in front of me. The girls from Lomza behind. No talking. A girl at the table writing names, wearing the striped uniform, speaking Yiddish, working for the Germans. Whispered. Family name? Landau. First name? Vanya. The girl wrote, waved her hand, dismissed me. A bothersome bug. Another girl dipped a pen in ink, then jabbed it under the skin. Painful puncture after painful puncture. Tattooed members on Nature's and Zlatka's forearms. Nature cried. Zlatka didn't. I turned away when it was my turn. Each stab, each drop of ink, pierced my crumpled heart, paper heart, underwear, slip, a schmott, to cover my head, tied rough under my chin, striped dresses, too big for me, too small for others, sleeves drooped over my hands, like Mushki dressing up in Mama's clothes. More patches, 2 yellow triangles for most of us. Others with different colored triangles stood apart as if they were better. Soon as we would learn that, in Auschwitz, they were. Wooden shoes. Too large, clomped on the floor. I stumbled forward, wished for my white dress, though it had not saved me, at least it had been pretty. Products off an assembly line. Blood and ink dripped from our left forearms. Rules. Mama's good girl followed the rules. At home, at school, in synagogue, even when the Germans came. With signs that read, Juden verboten. Jews forbidden. I did as I was told. But in a world where girls were tattooed with numbers and bodies were tossed away like garbage, there were no rules. Hierarchy. Nazis believed in a master race, an Aryan race, better than everyone else. Jews were subhuman. In Auschwitz, black triangles, vagrants and prostitutes, green triangles, criminals tended to agree. New rules. In Auschwitz, yellow triangles, Jews were the majority. But Jews were given the smallest, poorest portions, the hardest, most grueling work, the least attentive, effective medical care, the toughest, deadliest beatings. Jews were least likely to survive, head to toe. We were herded in blocks, barracks originally built as stables, each block divided into 18 stuben, stalls to house the horses, 2 stuben at the far end for necessary buckets. In each of the 16 remaining stuben was 1, sometimes 2, Kojin, 3-tiered bunk beds. In our bunk, the girls from Lomza and I slept with 2 others, front to back and head to toe. There were 8 girls in the bunk above us and 7 below us. No one slept that night. Birkenau math. I was not particularly good at math, but I could not help counting. Approximately 7 by 3 equals 21 girls per koji. 21 times 1.2 equals 25.2 girls per stube. 25.2 times 16 equals 403.2 girls per block. There were 20 blocks in each row. 403.2 times 20 equals 8,064 girls per row. 9 rows of blocks. 8,064 times 9 equals 72,576 girls in our section. Through the barbed wire fence, more sections. Rows and rows of more blocks. Some made of brick, some made of wood, some 2 stories, some 1. Not even God could count that high. Animals. Transported like cattle, shorn like sheep, branded like livestock, housed in a stable. Tower of Babel. Whispers filled the night air. Polish, German, French, Czech, Russian, Hebrew, Yiddish, Hungarian, Dutch, Greek, Slovak. Chapter 5, this is in Zlatka's perspective. Triangles. Black, asocial, green, habitual, criminal, red, political prisoner, blue, emigrant, pink, homosexual, violet, Jehovah's Witness, brown, gypsy, yellow, Jew. Triangles. Yellow triangles. Yellow triangles were considered beneath all the others. The first night. Inside block 19, stench worse than boxcars. A koji near a window, I pushed Necha to the top. The window sealed shut, but I could see the horizon. 4 more girls beside us, front to back, front to back, front to back. Necha's shoulders shook. Squished between the wall and Necha, out the sealed window, past the ditch, filled with slime, the electrified fence, with a sign. Achtung, Lebensschlar. Attention, danger. I could see the horizon. Stark shades from black to white, memories of sunsets filled with colors, memories. Tata told me to hold inside. I lay as still in darkness, more color in me than the yellow of my patches. Prayers. The Shema, daily declaration of faith, recited according to Deuteronomy, when you lie down and when you rise up, regardless of age and gender. Then Kaddish, the prayer for the dead, only recited by the minyan. 10 male Jews past the age of bar mitzvah. But I whispered it, even though there was no minyan, even though I was a girl. For Mama and Lazaro, not for Tata or Iser, not yet. Prayers floated between my lips, above the koji, over the stube walls, to the ceiling of the block, gathered together like cobwebs in the rafters. Food. The Blokova, picked by the Germans to keep order of the blocks, handed out 1 bowl, 1 spoon. Prized possessions when everything else had been taken. Keep them with you always, otherwise they would be stolen by those who had lost their own, by those who bartered for more. Breakfast. Brown water called coffee. Necha whined. It's cold. It's just right, I said. You won't burn your mouth. Dinner. Gingy water called soup. Necha pushed forward to be among the first in line. Wait, I held her back. Those first in line get only broth. If we're at the end of the line, maybe we'll get a chunk of potato, an onion, or even, praise Adonai, a piece of meat that is sunk to the bottom. A chunk of brown bread and a pat of margarine to be saved for morning. I picked out the weevils and ate it all. Who knew what would happen between dinner and morning? Quarantine. Week after week of nothing. Sitting outside in the snow, waiting. For this first month, our group was separated from the others. A prison without a prison, allowing time, fear, fatigue to do what the selections had not. Some girls went mad, laughter that was not merry. Others stopped caring, hunger that turned to starvation. Necha folded in on herself. I'm tired, she said. I forced her, dragged her, cajoled her to walk around the yard. We must keep strong. It will keep you warm. If you walk with me, I'll share my bread with you. Each week, fewer of us remained, waiting in the snow, outside, sitting for nothing week after week. Roll call. Appel. Every morning, shivering in the snow, precise rows of 5, standing still as they counted, tattoos. Necha swayed. I had warned her. Don't drink that water. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. Necha hadn't listened. Counted. Recounted. Corpses dragged from the Kojin. Hours later, counted again. Appel ended. Necha collapsed. A mother with 2 daughters moved away. 4 girls I'd seen during processing watched. One, with a kind smile, Vanya, I thought her name was, stepped forward, but backed away. When the Blakova said, "Is she sick?" "No, just a little tired," I answered. "It's block 25 for her if she doesn't get better." I pulled Necha to her feet. No, she's okay. Look, she's fine." I smiled, the smile Mama had given Lazaro. The Blakova turned away. Vanya and the 3 girls watched, not smiling. On Vanya's face, the truth. I turned away.